Hello, YouTube. Good afternoon. My name is Endo Miller, and today on TNT, we're going to discuss about the internet. Nanda, can you introduce yourself, please?
Sure. Hey guys, I'm Nanda. I'm 24 years old. I'm from Minas Gerais in Brazil, but I live in São Paulo since I was a child. I studied I don't know how to say that. I think it's the movies. And now I work with digital content. And I love my pet. I love my dog, actually. Her name is Pagu. And I like to cook. And I like to walk by myself. And that's it.
Awesome, awesome. Thanks a lot, Nanda. How about you, Ryan?
Nice to meet you guys. My name is Ryan. As you can see, I live in Sao Paulo in a city called Diadema. I'm 18 years old. I'm a student. I just got back from school. And my favorite hobby is studying English. And that's something that I also want to take as a profession. How can I say? Profissão, sorry. And yes, that's a little bit about myself. And about you, Thais?
Hello guys, so I'm Thais, I'm 21. I'm a public relations student, but I don't like public relations a lot. I discovered this in the university. So I work more with communications and design. And I also like to study languages, so I study English and French.
Awesome. Thanks a lot. So guys, in main room, I tried always to do the same, we will have a very open conversation based on your answer, we start with the first question, but then we can create more and kind of really try to have a very one-on-one conversation, okay? I think it's better because we can improve our skills in terms of speaking and think very quick. So do you think we could survive an internet fall down, or would humanity collapse? What do you think, Ryan? You are muted.
Sorry. Well, as I was saying, I don't have social media, to be honest. But most of my friends, of course, they have, and I don't miss, these kind of things. I think I just use internet to study English and sometimes entertain myself, but that's not my cup of tea. So I think if we could stay out of internet like completely, it would be like such a shitty, I don't know. I can't imagine the world like without internet. I think it's not possible. And about you, Nanda?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think we would probably survive without the internet, because we had times before that we did it, and I think we can even imagine and invent a new way of life without the internet. Of course, we are very adaptable, and the humanity probably would build another ways to communicate, to share information, and a lot of things that internet do today, but in a different way, I think. What about you, Thais?
I agree with you. I think we would survive totally. But as we saw, I think it was in this month, like Facebook and WhatsApp and Instagram stopped to work, and it was crazy. Everyone got crazy. So I think it would be bad for some people, like people who work with the internet. Oh my gosh, the car of eggs is passing in my street. But okay.
NASCAR.
But
Well,
I lost minha linha de pensamento. But I
okay.
think it would be good for some people too, because like internet can be bad for mental health. So I
Absolutely.
think that's it.
Yeah, sometimes because I think the internet spread the power a lot. But if you talk with our, for example, grands, you see that they, survived without the internet. So nowadays we kind of, oh my God, without internet. But if you talk to your grandma, for example, or grandpa, you will see that you totally possible to live without internet. However, nowadays the spreading of the internet, they are into, for example, medicine, or life, all the business, for example, money. We are always working without money, physical money. So it's getting very uh, it's getting very, very bad to living without the internet in that terms, I say. So let me see another question here about the pandemic. I think it's very appropriated to this moment. How has the pandemic affected our lifestyle? How online did you have to go? Thais, please.
Oh, I think without internet, the pandemic would be much, much worse. Because, for example, we could still working and could still studying. It's not very good, to be honest. I don't like to study online, but at least we could continue living in some way. So I think it helped.
Okay, that's fair. Ryan.
At the beginning of this pandemic was very crazy. I stopped to go to school, to go to my church, and I used to spend all of my time, at home, and for me to entertain myself, I needed to how can I say, use Netflix, YouTube, also to study. My siblings also were here with me, and I consumed lots of internet all the time, and I don't like to spend all of my time, scrolling the the you know this kind of things, and but that that was good in a point of view, like uh, stay away of some friends, some people, but yeah, I think that's it. And about you, Nanda?
Talking about myself, I think I started to do much more things online, such as my work, my courses. I'm now doing a PhD, and I just can do this now because it's an online class. And I also talk to my friends in online video calls, but now I'm so tired. I'm very tired about screens and do all my things, all the activities online. I think as a society, we are going back or recreating a sedentary moment, like, because when we are online, we are not moving ourselves on the city, at the city, and and we are everywhere, but in our room. So in my case, this affects a lot my lifestyle.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think the pandemic showed us that it's possible to live in our bedrooms or something like that, you know, like wherever your computer is. But it's very interesting what Ryan says, that, you know, he spent him time on the internet. But so interesting is that, because we are spending our time to relax on the internet, and the same behavior is making us more dependent of the internet, you know, since a kind of trap that we are doing. Even in the education, for example, like Nanda says, you know, we are spending more time educating ourselves on the internet, and to lost the opportunity to have the contact to other people, okay, and learning other skills that is a one-on-one skills, a very human being skills, you know, of living. Because education is not only about information and knowledge, it's about live as well, you know, to see, to touch, to talk, to see face to face, to listen. So I think it's very interesting to think in the pandemic, in internet, in that term. So, but I totally agree with you all, guys. Go ahead, Ryan, if you want to add something. Oh,
today
Nanda?
I read part of a book that said freedom has a lot to say with contact with friends and with other people. We cannot be free alone. We cannot be free by ourselves, because we need the contact to trust ourselves, to build ourselves, our identity, and a lot of things like that. And I think from now we had a chance, but also a challenge to live in this new context with such less contact with other people, real content with the body, the other things besides profile online. It's very strange, but yeah, it's not I don't know how to say, but it's not saying, I'm not saying the internet it's a totally bad thing. It's nice to know a lot of things that happen here, but when we talk about the people, I think it's difficult.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. You know, I think it's, of course, the internet is awesome. We are talking to from the internet, you know, using the internet and so on. But it's important to be aware about, you know, the limits of the internet and what we lost using the internet instead to talk with the people personally.
Nanda, I'm interested. Can you say the name of the book?
Nice.
Oh yeah, it's very hard to translate, but it's by Byung-Chul Han, the author, that wrote Sociedade do Cansaço in Portuguese.
Oh,
I don't know how to translate, but this book in Portuguese, the name is Neoliberalismo e Psicopolítica.
Legal.
It's very interesting.
But the name of the book is not A Sociedade do Cansaço, I think it is.
No,
No?
there are different
It's
books.
another. Oh,
the
okay,
famous is Sociedade do Cansaço,
okay.
but this one that talks about freedom and nowadays is this Psicopolítica.
Awesome.
Okay,
Thanks
you.
a lot. So guys, do you think you could live by only handing things online for the rest of your life? What do you think? Or what do you want to add about this question. Question number 3, Thais, please.
I think I can, but I think it's not a happy life and not a healthy life too. It's possible, and at the beginning of the pandemic, I thought I would be so happy because I am an introspective person, so I like to have time for myself. And I thought, whoa, it's gonna be amazing. I will have time to stay home and read my books and watch my movies. But at this point, I am so tired of stay home. So I think it's possible, but it's not a very happy life.
Yeah.
And what about you, Ryan?
Yes, I think we could. We're getting used to, like online banks, poupa tempo, SP Transits, getting everything online. You have to access the site to make lots of things, but I don't like this kind of things. As I said before, I don't have social media. I try to spend, uh, you know, as many time as possible on the internet. I don't want to like get my eyes dry, just scrolling in the social media and watching YouTube, this kind of things. But I think it's possible to live if we talk about like 50 years, how can I say, frente, forward, maybe many things will be just online, like to order a pizza or to go to the McDonald's and this kind of things. I think it's possible, but I wouldn't like this to happen.
Okay. But Ryan, do you think you gain more without social media or in a social media, using
Sorry?
them to, you think you gain more without the social media instead to have a social media to, for example, provide us information and knowledge about English or the things that you like?
The things that I like, well, the question is specific about what I like in the internet. I think I don't get it.
Do you think you gain more without the social media? Instead to have a social media account, for example, to provide or to get the information that you like, for example, from Instagram, from Facebook and others.
Okay. I would say the information that I could, that I would like to know is about my friends. When we talk about, I don't know, politicus, I can access the Google, Globo, R7, or Jornal Nacional, this kind of things to get informated. I think I got my point.
Yeah, I'm asking you this because some people believe that, you cannot live without the social media and so on, and become very dependent of, the
But I am
social
not
media.
living.
So from your point of view, it's very possible. So it's nice to hear a person that does not have social media, because it's good, because I think almost all the people have a kind or any social media, so it's good to listen from you. What do you think? Thanks a lot, Ryan. And how about you, Nanda?
It was awesome to listen to Ryan, because social media are in general are a very big part of my life, because I have profiles, and also I work with this. I work creating, writing, recording, editing, and sending. I don't know how to say that, but giving my work to brands and posts in social media. So I cannot live without them today, but it's a challenge for me to create part of my life that I can't use. I leave them away from me. It's so strange because in my work I have to think about that, and in my personal life I build a part of my identity, my personality to in this world, in this online world, and it would be a lie if I say that I can live without them today. And that's it.
Yeah, I think now we can think in two important things, The first one is the overwhelm that the internet and social media in general have caused in human beings, And another is the internet using to spread the possibility to access information and knowledge and education to use it by the education purpose. For example, we are doing right now, using internet to learn English. So we have a part of internet that it's nice. For example, during the pandemic, a lot of people learned how to do a lot of different things, that they never tried before. So it's open and a whole new doors, to those peoples. But in other hands, make them dependent as well, and make us dependent of the internet as well. And what do you think? It's a question. I will create this question right now. What do you think about education and internet, the relation, the limits and the relation that the education can have with the internet, using through the internet? Thais?
I think it's complicated. Like you said, it's good, like for us, if it wasn't the internet, we wouldn't be here and wouldn't be practicing our English for free. And there are so many opportunities for learn new things. But I think it's not good in some aspects, like for kids. I don't have any kids in my house, but I think it must be very hard to a kid to learn in the internet and don't have interaction. So I think it's good for some people and not so good for like younger people.
Good point. Good point. Ryan?
I think in our case, for example, as Thais said, we have this opportunity to be here on Zoom, practicing our English, but especially for kids, it's not a good idea to study online. We have to how can I say, have this access to another kids, this contact to another kids and play, and have fun. But when we study English, for example, in my case, I prefer to study on the internet. You know, like I wouldn't like to go to a private school like CNA, Cultura Inglês, these kind of schools to study twice a week. I think it doesn't work anymore, at least for me. and I prefer
Nice.
to study in my laptop. I think it works a lot. It's 2021, like a private school, like you go to school twice a week. It doesn't matter if it's raining, if it's it doesn't work for me. And
That's fair.
at least when I am taking a course, I prefer an online course, but school, for example, I prefer to go to school and see my friends. That's exactly why I go to school, because I don't like to study chemistry, like this kind of stuff. I prefer to hanging out with my friends, and yes, that's it.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because I laughed because you said about you prefer to study by yourself on internet, but is needed that you are self-disciplined. And the most part of the people pay by the discipline, not by the education, because you can find out, you can find all the things on the internet. But the people need a person that tell, do this, do that, bring me the things, do this, read this, or do something. So the people kind of, if be honest, the people are paying by these things, by the discipline, not by the content. It's what I feel, because I like you, I actually use the internet, and I always did it during my entire life since now. So what do you think, Nanda? What's your opinion?
I agree with you. For me, it works because I think I am a very disciplined person. I'm good at organizing my schedule and search for the things that I want to study. And like I said, this period I started to study a lot of different things, like English and Spanish too. In 2 years, I've developed a lot my skills from zero. So I think it really works. So, but for a few people, it's difficult because there is another thing, that is the access to internet and to computer and ways to study, and also to free time to study online. And maybe we need a bigger adaptation to this works to everyone.
Yeah, we are in talk about inequality, because if you start to talk inequality, I think the conversation will run for so long, because it's really sad, the situation, unfortunately. Well, I totally agree with you, and it's I think I already said it here on TNT, that it's pretty much the reason that we are talking in English, using a free platform, but just 4 people, in a room, or I think 9 people join this conversation, because join this conversation is supposed that you will run your own education. Like, you will speak, you face a problem, you commit mistakes, you handle your education, you shape your vocabulary, learn from listening, you have to do your work, and the most part of the people don't know how to handle all these tools. Like, oh, I have to pay a person to tell me what I have to do. Like a mom, like, say, do this, do that, go to that, do the things and tell you that you can. And so the most part of the people feels a kind of sad that they can't enjoy that. So unfortunately, but I dream in a time that we will have a lot of more than 40 people trying to join the TNT, very mass, a lot of people speaking English, Brazilian, the most, and I think will be very nice if it happened.
I wouldn't say we can learn everything on internet, but especially English, we have lots of tools, lots of contents on internet. I think everyone here knows some teachers, Mayra Vergara, Karina Fragoso from YouTube, and we have lots of contents and we can learn, but most of the people are lazy, I think we sometimes need a situation to for example, a colleague from my work is working in the US in the same trade, but I can't go there because I don't speak English. And after that situation, I start to learn English, because I also want to work there with him. We sometimes need to go through some situations, to how can I say, dar valor, So I have a friend, but he don't want to speak English. He doesn't have a how can I say, a cause, to study English, but he will need to study someday. I am studying because I want to work with him. And yes, I think that's it. We have lots of content, and we have to be very disciplined and
Uh,
study.
yeah, I think, yeah, I think it's not about the lazy, sometimes I feel that it's more about the self-confidence. The people is afraid to face, the things, from the scratch, like, oh, I will really, jump into the hurricane of the information and so on, just to join the things. You have, sometimes you have you have to have this person that, can tell you that you can learn, you can do it. So do it. So, shaping. So you have, it's a kind of person that I don't like the coach, but it's a coach way, to say that to the people that they can, learn from themselves and provide some tools just to introduce the person. And then they can handle by their own. Okay, that is what I think. Thais, I will ask you the question number 10. As society get more used to doing everything online by the day, are we losing skills that are essential to life?
I don't think so. I can't remember anything right now that we may have lose because of internet. I think it's just different, as Nanda said in the beginning of the conversation. We are really we can adapt ourselves for any situation. Like the human being is always adapting, so it's just different, but it's not a loss, I think.
Okay, but don't you think we are losing a skill or something like that, or not? Just changing the skills.
Yeah, I think it's changing. Like some people say we are losing our capacity to talk and to have interactions, but I don't think so. It's just a different kind of interaction, Like now I can interact with a person from the other side of the world, and it's different, but it's not. It is still an interaction. But some
Yeah,
people can
but
think different from it.
yeah, but I think will be a time that the people from other side of the world can invite you. Please come to my country, let's talk. Let's talk personally, and you have to say, yeah. But if you are shy, you never did it, before, I think it will be a problem. The same it was, What do you think?
I was talking with the mic closed, but yeah, it's a point. It's complicated because it's a thing we are living right now. We never had so
Okay.
much information and so much access to internet. So I think we will have to wait some years to see what will happen.
Yeah, that's fair. You're totally right. I'm just provoking you, okay? Just to kind of trigger kind of different mentality, but I really don't know. I don't have an answer. I don't think it's not right. Yes or no question. And you, Nanda, what do you think about this question? Question number 10.
I see both your points, but I would say we are losing a little a skill about spontaneous communication, because online everything is planned. I don't know, everything. We had time to write, we had time to to answer questions, to search. We have another page to search instead of talk spontaneously. So I talking about myself, I think I'm losing a little because now that we are back into a real context, real parties and something, I totally forgot the word to encontros, but we are seeing our friends again. I think I'm a little lazy on the situation. I'm a little disconnected, and it's strange. I think we lost something, but like Thais said, it's very new. So I think in a few years we will see the results of these times, especially these 2 years that we are doing everything online.
Yeah, I think I feel the same, you know. Like, because of that, I like to, in the main room, to have a very open conversation, you know, and to develop the opinions in English, because I think the most part of the people adapted very easy to the kind of TNT prompt and answer the first question. And how about you? And us answering the second one. How about you? How about you? It's a kind of mechanical way. So I try to develop, you know, to have a conversation natural and to kind of instigate the people to think more about the subject, you know, to bring more knowledge. Oh, what I have to say about a new, we will stimulate you to think more. How about you, Ryan? Question number 10. Yeah.
Well, I don't like some things, like some companies like Uber, iFood. Instead of you go to the supermarket, you can deliver a food and it gets like in front of your door, you know, and it's not a good thing. At least for me, I just prefer to study at home and don't go to a private school, especially. But I don't like to do everything just on internet. Like, I can go to school, I can go to a course, I can go to the church, you know, to everywhere and do all of the things on the internet. And we're getting used to that. We have so much companies, and everything is getting, you know, online. You have to go to the website and order something, you know, especially the governmental stuff, you know. I think you got my point.
Yeah, totally. I totally got. I think after the pandemic, maybe the people will get more value to the life, you know, personally, because, you know, before the pandemic, we never thought that, you know, something like that can happen, and nowadays we can, you know, think, oh my God, you know, the world's crazy, you know, the life is crazy as well, and everything can change very quick, and we have to adapt it very fast. So I think it's an important time to think more in details, like to appreciate the life, you know, really enjoy the day, enjoy your friends and your family as well. I'm not saying cold things, you know, just to, I really think about that. Yeah, I think it's important because it's something that I think I have been thinking a lot, you know, about what I'm doing, especially, you know, working and studying a lot. So I think it's a good thing to say. So now it's time to leave our take-home message. Thais, leave your take-home message to the world, please.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Leave your take-home message to the
Take
world.
home?
Do you?
What
Yeah.
is
Do you
that?
know what it? Mensagem final.
Oh my gosh. Appreciate internet, but live your life as well and find a halfway to use both, like internet and real life.
Yeah. How about you, Nanda?
I would say to you, Endel, that probably it was nice to leave this coach thoughts to the therapy. maybe you will find some things about you, but yeah, I would say to everybody, go to the therapy. Now it's so important, and drink water and kiss your friends, hug your friends, kiss everybody once, na verdade, actually, and be happy, and that's it, because life is short.
Absolutely, totally right.
I would say like keep up the good work and keep going disciplined. Yes, I think something like that.
Yeah, it's a very, very good, because, you know, trying to bring that spontaneous answer to you, because I think it will be very nice if you say words freedom, you know, feel free to say what you really think. So, Guy, how was the conversation?
It was very nice, very smooth.
Yeah, did you enjoy, Juliana?
It was amazing. I liked it a lot. I'm so thankful for TALK can exist.
And thank God we have internet for that. I'm sorry. I just
But
couldn't miss the joke.
I was discussing, you know, in the main role. Don't you think we are getting too much dependable of the internet, and sometimes it's overwhelming a lot? What do you think?
It is. Oh, just we were discussing.
It's provocating you.
Yes. I'm not saying that internet is 100% good, but it's not 100% bad either. Like, we have this resource, this tool here that is TNT, and without internet,
Totally.
we wouldn't have this opportunity, you know. So it's
Yeah.
like a win-win situation.
Yeah, we were talking about that, you know, because I think the internet can spread education, information, and so on, but you know, in other hand, can make us dependable to use, and even to relax. For example, relax of the internet, using internet, like, you know, it's the kind of funny, and yeah. So how was the conversation, Najla?
It was amazing. The group was very talkative, and we talked a lot about the subject. So it was great. I loved
Do
it.
you think we are getting lazy?
Sorry, I didn't get it.
Do you think we are getting lazy?
Oh, because of the internet,
Yeah.
and somehow, in some aspects we are, but in others, like you guys were saying, there's the bad and the bright side. Yeah, I agree with that. So
Yeah, and I would like to ask you, Ulysses, do you think we are losing skills that are essential to life? Very deep question.
Or sorry?
The question number 10, do you think we are losing skills that are essential to life?
In the internet?
Yeah, in general, I think nowadays, because of nowadays.
No. I don't know. It's so difficult to think about this. Yeah, I'm not really sure about this, but I think I don't think so, because I think we need to increase the knowledge in the internet too.
Okay.
It depends.
Yeah, I agree. What do you think, Carla?
So it's a hard question, but in the cartoon, I think they say something like we don't retain the knowledge in your head because it's available on the internet all the time. So sometimes we we don't remember the things and just go to the Google and research about it. Or sometimes we don't go a doctor and research about the disease, and you realize, oh my gosh, I will die.
Yeah, I will talk about that.
But
It's fun.
it's necessary, the internet, but we need pay attention more in our in the way we use this tool.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. It's a very important message, you know. So guys, thanks a lot for joining this conversation. I will send the link of this conversation if you can see again in the main room of the conversation, and give us a like if it's possible. Leave a comment if it's possible. Say if we are getting lazy or not, if the internet is good or not. You will say about the internet on internet, you know, what is very weird, but and yeah, that's all. I think was awesome. Thanks a lot for joining. Bye-bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
awesome.
Thanks.
Thank you.